Hey parking fans, welcome into the channel. Today we're going to see some food truck owners who take advantage of a pretty creative scam in order to get over on the city. Let's check it out. Yeah, welcome in guys out of the District of Columbia. We're going to see these food truck owners get over on the city, but it's not because they're so much creative as the city is just being really dumb. Let's jump into it.
Well, 7's on your side right now with a shocking investigation into DC food trucks. Food truck vendors reportedly using junk cars to hold illegal parking spots along the street while racking up thousands in unpaid fines. Transportation reporter Sam Sweeney explains why nothing is being done about it.
Well, it is unbelievable what's happening out here. This is a fierce battle between food truck operators and this city. Take a look at this. This is a tow-away zone, but all of these cars are in that tow zone, and the city never tows them. Look at this car. It has 5 tickets, hundreds of dollars racked up in just the last couple of days, blocking a travel lane. This car has $5,000 in tickets. This car back here, $3,200 in DC parking fines. And this car right over here, well, the wind's blowing it over, but it has $7,240 in DC parking fines, and the city still rarely calls for a tow truck. This is being held together by ropes. These are considered junker cars, and they're used to hold parking spots for food trucks that show up here later on in the week or on the weekend. We went to the city and we said, why aren't you towing them? And they said, basically, we don't have the resources. Take a look at this video. You can see what happens when they do call a tow truck. We were here. We asked the parking attendant why he's not calling. Eventually, several tow trucks showed up. But what they do is they pin the cars in or they sit in them. And once a person is inside the food truck, they can't tow it. We asked the food truck operators how long they normally leave their cars here. Let's listen. What's the longest you've left a car?
Like a month, almost a month and a half.
Without moving it at all?
Without moving.
You know, towing a vehicle, a beater vehicle out there, what's that doing to that company? That's a cost of doing business for the company. That's the way they look at it. So how do we really hit that? It's more along how do we enforce the licensing that they have to be able to sell goods in the District of Columbia.
Now you may ask, well, why doesn't the city just put a boot on these cars if they don't want to tow them? The city tells us that wouldn't meet their objective of getting the cars out of here, despite it preventing them from moving a food truck in on the weekends and making money. As for why they don't fine them on the weekends with the $2,000 fine for operating a food truck illegally, well, the food truck operators tell us inspectors from the city, they don't work on weekends, so there's a loophole in the system. We asked the city about that, and they said that is going to change. Reporting on the National Mall, I'm Sam Sweeney, ABC 7 News.
Well, you can see Sam's full report tonight at 6 o'clock right here on ABC 7.
Holy crap, how many failures out of the District of Columbia, DC there did we have? Their inspectors don't work on the weekends, so hire somebody to work on the weekends. You can rack up enough fines and money to pay for that guy 10 times over. Easy solution. Tow the cars. It's free money. They're not going to come get the cars. They're not going to pay the fines to get the cars back. They're just doing that because they know no one will touch it. But the minute you start towing it, they're not going to keep replacing it with more and more cars. That's going to get way too much expensive for them. Way too much money. Take the cars. Then you got a free car to send to auction and sell and make money. That'll recover the parking fines that they didn't pay. And stop fining them on cars that you clearly know they're not going to pay and come get. Why don't you find out who the registered owner is of those cars with the license plate or the VIN number and send them fines. And if they don't pay the fines, then suspend their license, suspend their real car registration. What other tags do they have? Do they own a car at home that they drive every day? Do they have a license plate on the food truck? Suspend those. Suspend those tags and registrations. Suspend their driver's license. Put a stop to it. This is the problem I have with government officials. It's like the people in charge have a second grade education and don't understand common sense ways to make things stop. They'd rather spend their time on bullshit than that's easy. That's an easy stop for the DC people. They're just too dumb to realize it. Am I wrong here? Am I saying something wrong here? Help me out here. Let me know if there's something I'm missing. Put it in the comment section as always. I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button. It's right below the video. Helps the YouTube algorithm. You guys know the drill. Subscribe to the channel. Come back for future videos. And I'll see you again later this weekend.